Welcome back, everybody, to the Kick Eaters Avalanche podcast. For today, we're talking about the Portland Winterhawks, who just took down the Everett Silver something Tips in overtime to win their series in 5 games. Blake, what are your thoughts on this game?
I just want to not remember that game.
This game you didn't watch, but you did watch the Avs game, and they won, and that's what matters.
Yeah, it was a horrible hockey game.
I didn't think it was as bad as some people thought.
The third period was good.
The third period was good. I think, from the Avs, the third period was good. I don't know, just
I take back my Devontae's tweet. The first period was atrocious. He made up for it the rest of the game. First period was bad.
Well, it's because he didn't hear about Quinnipiac winning yet. And then he heard about that. He was like, yeah, got to get it going for the boys.
And then he made up for it. He was really good the rest of the game.
Yeah. Today the market was closed, but it's JT Confer's birthday, so I have a cupcake thing. It's like a hostess cupcake.
It's also 12:54 a.m., so.
It's actually 11:54.
Well, it's Easter where I'm at, so.
Well, JT Confer is it's still his birthday.
Yes. No, for you. For me, it's not.
Well, JT Confer's in California, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically this is one of those games where, after how good your top line has been, this is one of those games where you're like, your depth and your goalie won you this game. Cool.
It was bound to happen. Just a terrible top line game where both of them played like dog shit.
Yeah.
And
definitely a sense of complacency after both of them hit their milestones,
Yeah.
Working for it for so long. Get a breather.
Yeah. But that second line.
They were vibing.
Yeah.
The greatest hockey player on earth is back, baby.
He's back. He had to recharge for a few games. Yeah, I'm just so impressed with this win, honestly.
And by the way,
we're your second pair.
Right. The first line wasn't very good. They were still positive in Corsi tonight.
I thought possession was okay. They just didn't do much.
They didn't shoot the puck very much, but when they
still
generated good danger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of how it always goes against these bozos.
Right.
God, I hate the Kings.
I tweeted it out. The only thing that I like about the Kings games is getting to see Will Ferrell there and be like, hell yeah. What's up, Will Ferrell?
Or getting to see Phoenix Copley in the other net. That's a good part too.
I guess.
He's bad.
He was 3-0 against the Avs coming into tonight. So I don't know if
I mean, he did give up 4 goals earlier in the season to the Avs, so
that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at Alexandar Georgiev, he's given up 5 and 4 goals to them. So you're a Kings fan, you're probably not probably weren't quaking in your boots about him either.
He was good tonight.
He was very good tonight. He was the reason they won this hockey game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the numbers, the result was literally flipped.
I mean, dude, the first period, the Kings should have scored 3 goals. And the Avs should have scored 0. But both teams scored 0 because of Georgiev.
Right. And
then the Avs got some nice bounces.
So here's the thing. In the second period, both teams got a goal that was either lucky or just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Because that second Kings goal, I don't know why that was ever in a position to happen.
Mm-hmm. We'll get into it, but
right. And then the first goal,
the first goal,
Denis Malgin
so fun.
When you're so good, you could just kind of like mentally control the puck.
You can just make it do it. You can just make it do that, or you can just tip it off the back glass, off the goalie, and in.
Yep.
It's just that easy.
We saw Cale Makar do it earlier this year, where he banked the puck in off the back glass and off onto Ranta and in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just when you're that good, And I think Malgin's was better just because he tipped it first to make sure he got the right angle and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
still keeping that velocity on. He bounces it off the glass, off the net, off Copley, and in.
Mm-hmm. So that's how you can tell Malgin's better than Cale Makar. So and how he's.
If you didn't already know.
Yeah.
If you weren't already aware.
Yeah. So just really. There's no luck involved there. That's all skill.
Oh yeah, it's calculated, as they say.
Yeah.
This next goal,
that was some bullshit.
That was crazy ass nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
This next goal though, that was actually all skill.
Dude, Devon Toews, such a play.
Yeah. Well, I saw you tweet that after you made that play, and I was like, what?
There's something weird going on. So I said bump because he made a mistake early in the second, and then he made that play.
He really did that,
and I was like, "All right, you're redeemed. You're fine." And then I don't blame him at all for the power play goal for the Kings.
Oh, for the one where he got his stick slashed and it
his stick.
I will say I don't know what he's trying to do, why he's kicking his foot up, but I mean, he's not trying to score.
He's trying to block it, and sometimes you just
he just kind of flings a body part out there without thinking.
Yeah.
This is a big goal for New Hook. First of all, finally, I get to wear this. When I wear this jersey, he scores a goddamn goal. Because every time I wear this jersey, he kind of sucks. But he finally scored a goal, and it was very nice, very good. One thing I would like to see is him score on more plays that aren't breakaways, because I feel like he does that a lot. That's one thing that I think we need that he needs to be better at is in zone scoring. A lot of his goals come on the rush, and that's valuable.
Something you see with young players a lot too.
Right.
Like Nathan McKinnon's first 4 years in the league. Did he score a single in zone goal? No, it was just all rush. Right. Like that's just kind of how it is. But I think he'll figure it out because he, you can see it like. He likes being in that high slot area. And I feel like once he gets players who will play with higher skill, they can get him the puck more in that area. You see that quick little one-timer. You see the wrister. It's, it'll get there.
So. Right. Obviously, he had the chances. And then we got 2 other goals. This one goal by Adrian Kempe. Both of Adrian Kempe's goals, I think he's just doing super good stuff. He was just...
Yeah, the first one, again, Devon Toews kind of like tips it. So it's a little unlucky.
But it's still a nice move.
It's still a nice play, but also like it hits Toews' stick like perfectly, flutters in blocker side. It's like
so I'll admit here. So it is when I mentioned the Portland Winterhawks game, that was because they started at 6 and it was game 5 and
who are the Portland Winterhawks?
They're WHL team. That's where Seth Jones played.
Dude, okay.
What, man? How do you not know who the Portland Winterhawks are? I feel like that's like...
I just don't follow the WHL.
All right. Anyways, I was watching their overtime. Then I was doing something to celebrate something with my friends. So my TV is like over here. So I'm like leaning back. I'm like checking in on the game. And I have the volume on. So I was like paying a bit of attention to it, but I wasn't like fully, in it. I was invested in other things. So, yeah, after the first period, I was but I watched like the last I pretty much after I saw Malgin's goal, and then the rest of the game I watched just this kind of little middle area.
Yeah,
which was
okay.
probably the worst from the Avs. So
third period was really fun though.
The third period,
fun hockey.
Brad Hunt gets called up, or he gets put in the lineup, and then immediately scores.
Yep, because Phoenix Copley sucks.
I think it tipped off a King.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, in that case,
Man,
sucks Kings.
Yeah, this game is
Sucks
just kind
to
of
suck
nonsense.
Kings.
I did kind of skip over these two Kings goals here. Well, we talked about the first one, but the second one that we mentioned. What do you think about this penalty call on Mikko Rantanen? Because this feels exactly like a follow through to me.
Yeah. So I think at first it felt like a follow through, and then he kind of like extended up a little bit more unnecessarily at the end. So like I can see why they called it. I wouldn't have called it, but I can see why they did.
Yeah, it feels very like you're really kind of stretching it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why they called it. He does some
right, but I think the bigger problem is that Devon Toews gets his stick broken by a slash.
He gets his stick whacked in half, and is using JT Compher's stick. That was really funny. Did you watch him try to clear it right-handed in the corner?
Yeah,
that was funny. It didn't go well.
Have you seen that
but,
the meme where it's like, I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm scared?
Yeah,
that was Devon Toews in the corner
playing righty. Yeah,
yeah. That's how I feel when I play lefty. So I don't,
Dude, I tried. I was at a stick and puck the other day, and I tried my friend's stick, and he's a righty. It's just like it's like a whole other sport. I can't even.
You have to think of everything so differently. It's like that's like what's so interesting about hockey is that there's not. It's like, I mean, like probably baseball, but even at then, it's a little bit like it's not quite. The pace isn't there. You're not having to navigate around other people.
Right.
But yeah, it's yeah, no, it's not easy. I did putt once because I was playing with my roommate who's never golfed before, and I wanted to make it fair. So I went left-handed. It messed with my brain.
Yeah, it's so weird. The only thing I can do okay left-handed is bowl, because for whatever reason, I don't know. But yeah, back to the hockey game. Then the Kings taunt JT Compher because he has no stick, so they taunt him for a minute, and then they just throw a puck towards the middle, and it hits Devon Toews and goes in.
Right. And this is something I do want to talk about really quick. So this is the second time we saw this in the Dallas game, and we saw this in this game, where a stick has been broken.
Chills.
Oh, by a slash, and the refs just don't call it. I don't understand this.
Yeah, and I mean, Compher couldn't go to the bench because it was the second period. So.
Right. Yeah, it was very unlucky, but that's all right. It took some really nice plays and some lucky nonsense to beat Georgiev tonight.
Yeah, that was some schoolyard bullshit. And then they third period starts, and the Avs were just the better team in the third.
Yeah, so this reminded me a lot of that game against Carolina earlier, where the first two periods were really not good, and then the third period was actually good.
Think any of the periods were good. They got outshot, like 40.
I thought I think the third period was good in that one, except for when Andreas Englund rammed over Paulo Francouz. I don't know. I'd have to look at the numbers, but I'm not going to do that.
And I'm sure the numbers weren't great in today's third period either. Like
they were pretty even. High danger chances were actually in favor of the Avs 4-3.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. So yeah, good third. I mean, the third goal, Brad Hunt bomb. Right. It's just nothing you can do.
And
For the Kings, just a face-off win and a bomb. Feels good. And then the fourth goal is Valnichushkin.
just bullying Philip Deneau.
Dude, that entire shift.
Well, yeah, he walks it in, gets
Mhm.
around like Walker and gets a
Gets
shot
that little
off,
backhander. Mm-hmm.
and then he gathers the puck, and it's just like, no, get out of here, Frenchie.
Yeah. And then he steals it again, and he passes it between the legs right to Denis Malgin for a
Yeah, I
backdoor
don't know
tap.
who the defender was, but
I think it might have been Jordan Spence. Is that guy's name? 53?
that sounds right.
Yeah. Might have been that guy.
Dude, it's like this.
That guy's not very good.
No, they were talking about him a lot in the first period about how they were really impressed with him the first game, and I was like, I don't remember this guy at all. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Can't do a lot else, but he can skate.
Right. And there is something about Denis Malgin and Valnichushkin. They kind of seem to have. I mean, they both speak Russian. I don't know. There's a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. Some games they look good. Some games they don't.
Yeah, Malgin isn't technically Russian,
but he speaks Russian.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because he was like raised in Russia, I think.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man, that was a really, really, really dominant shift from Valnichushkin.
Yeah. Up to especially, I think on the whole tonight, the second line was probably the Avs' best line.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Not even close for me.
I thought the fourth line had its moments. Like early, they were like the only line that could even get in the offensive zone.
They had some jump, but they weren't even.
They weren't special. Obviously, but they do get a goal.
Dude, I had a big problem with the third line.
Third line was not having fun tonight.
It was so bad. Like usually with those guys, what you see is they don't really give up much. They don't really get much. It's mostly neutral zone. But when they do give something up, it's one and done. And they usually clear it out right away, or Georgiev swallows it up, and that's that. And the other team has to do it again. Today it was just a disaster. Like they couldn't get to any pucks. They were outworked along the wall. Usually those three are guys who are not getting outworked along the wall. Lost every single puck. Like just disaster. And we'll get to Cogliano's hit at the end too, because I'm not a fan, but
we'll talk about it. This is like an interesting night from them, because with all that, they weren't on the ice for a goal against, and they were on the ice for a goal for. Eller's the one that wins that face off to Hunt.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
And it feels like a little bit kind of like the first and this third line kind of swapped roles a little bit in terms of like how I don't know how the night went for them.
I mean, dude, I was looking at some of the possession numbers in the second intermission.
Mm-hmm.
Logan O'Connor, after 2 periods play, you want to guess his Corsi 5v5?
Like his percentage?
How many for, how many against?
Geez, I don't know, like 2 and 14.
It was worse.
Was it worse?
It was 1 and 16. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Third period, a little better. But, 1 and 16 through 2 periods of play. Lars Eller was like 2 and 17. Cogs was 2.
Well, that means he was 5 and 2 in the third period.
Third period was a lot better. So, but still, I just thought they were disasters the whole night. I think they got Lars away from those two a little bit more third as well.
Yeah, I think with those guys, I don't think it's like it's something you're concerned about.
No, but
because they're so consistent that you just kind of like, all right, this is just a bad night.
Yeah.
It
And
was
then the third goal,
frustrating.
yeah. Third goal, I have big problems with Nathan McKinnon. Just decides to go YOLO at a dude, and it's an easy 4-on-2. And there was a wide open seam pass that Kempe looked off. Really nice play by him, and he just goes short side. You could tell Georgiev kind of cheated over for that seam pass.
Yeah,
And
and it was a fucking rocket
paid the
of a
price
shot
for it.
too.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't that great of a goal. I didn't love that one from Georgiev, but no complaints given the rest of his night. So that's why he scored 4.
Yep,
Sometimes the other team's guy just makes a play.
pretty much.
So
I mean, to be honest, this game's pretty simple. The Avs kind of just relied on their goaltender and depth scoring. They play the Ducks tomorrow on a Sega Baba. Obviously, the Ducks played today. They played against Arizona. Ducks are actually going to be traveling more than the Avs because they played in Arizona and the Avs are already in LA. They're probably not even going to like switch hotels or anything.
Nope, probably not. Honestly, just take a bus over.
Yep. So, and then when your first line plays like this, at least the least you could say is like they got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, remember last time the Avs had a Sega Baba against the Ducks like 2-3 weeks ago?
And they kick their asses.
And the game before, the Avs top guys didn't do shit, and then they got to Anaheim and they each had like 3-point nights.
Yeah, and they just like
I
played with them.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing some of that tomorrow.
Yeah, the big question tomorrow is really just Pavel Francouz. Maybe Bowen Byram's back. I don't know how ill he is.
Dude,
I doubt he'll be back.
I think he'll be back.
I doubt.
But yeah, dude, just
how are you gonna take away one of your two biggest offensive weapons from the blue line?
Just go lay waste. Just go lay waste to those fools tomorrow, man. They're so bad.
Yeah, no, they need to win tomorrow. Does anyone do the other teams play tomorrow?
It's like one other game tomorrow. 2.
Right. No, I remember that. Right, and this one's on TNT. No, there's one other game.
Yeah.
It starts at 3 with the goddamn Bruins. Dude, how many times are the Bruins going to be on national television? I looked it up, and it said they had the same amount as the Kings and the Avs. I was like, okay, or the Oilers and the Avs. I was like, okay, I can buy the Oilers. But the Avs, no way. Dude, every weekend, I swear to God, I turn my TV on. I'm like, look who's on national television. The goddamn Boston Bruins.
The Avs have been on national TV a lot this year.
So I guess what's messed with me is I think they've been on national TV, and because they've been on ESPN Plus a few times.
But that's also on ABC when they do that.
Well, sometimes, not always.
Or Hulu.
Right, it's Hulu or
one or the other.
Yeah, but but I feel like Bruins are more on cable. It was more than the Avs for sure.
That's been on TNT a lot too.
They haven't been on TNT a lot. They've only been on ESPN a few times. It was like the Blues game.
Panthers at home.
That was ESPN Plus.
Oh.
And then
Chicago opening night, right?
I don't remember if that one. I don't remember what that one was because I was there.
It was ESPN.
And then it was that one shit Dallas game.
Yeah.
The other Blues game, the one before the All-Star break. The Oilers game where they came back from down 3 goals.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet the mix of TNT and ESPN is like 12 by the end of the year.
Yeah, no, it was pretty high. I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like it happens so much more for the Bruins.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I need to lean back. Getting tired, man. It's 1:18 a.m.
It's late, yeah. Well, we're done with these late starts. Well, at least, until the playoffs where the Avs.
Until the Avs play the Kings in the first round, which we'll get to in a second. We got a little bit more to talk about here. So, Avs, they close the game out. They only really
Strong.
give up one more chance to
Mm-hmm.
Kempe in the slot. And then other than that,
Right.
really, really good. 5-on-6 for the Avs. Um, but then Andrew Cogliano takes a run at Adrian Kempe with 3 seconds left in the game. For some reason, I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
So my thoughts is I don't think it's smart. I don't think it was a malicious hit though, because you look at it, Kempe's arm is still up, and the way Cogliano comes in, there's it's literally only because he drops down that hit even happens. Otherwise, it's shoulder to shoulder. So I think it's
Yeah,
not smart, but I don't think it's malicious at all.
yeah.
And I don't think
I don't think it's. Go
this
ahead.
shouldn't this should not get any supplemental discipline, or else
Yeah,
I
I
don't feel.
feel like it should get a game just because I don't like guys getting hit in the head.
So
So like if I was the commissioner, I'd give him a game
right,
or two.
if
But
if
I
if
don't think they should.
I was running DPS, I would probably give this a game. But given what we've seen from the Department of Player Safety this year, there's no way this can get a game. You can't let Jeff Carter blatantly try and take Kale McCarr's head off, and then draw the line at this. It just feels like,
I mean, two wrongs don't make a right, man. I feel like you just got to get it right. Like I would just give this a game. Honestly, like rewatching it right now, it's not good. I don't like it. I don't think it's super dirty or anything, but I just think like what's he what's he trying to accomplish? Like there's 3 seconds left in the game. If you just get your stick on the other guy's stick and kind of like put your butt into him like a nice clean check instead of going up, because Cogliano is pretty vertical when he's delivering the hit. Like I just don't like it, man. I'd give
yeah,
it a game or two.
I would not
It's
give it 2 games. This is not a
it's
2 game
it's
suspension.
not good. I mean, I just don't like guys getting hit in the head, which is
Right,
why I
and I
said
think,
two.
yeah,
But
I don't know.
I
I
feel
don't.
like it should get a game.
I wouldn't be like so upset if it was given
Especially
a
because
game.
like there's nothing the Kings can do, right? Like they can throw a fit about it, but they can't score. They don't get a power play out of it because there's 3 seconds left. I mean,
Well,
I was joking at the end of the game, like, oh man, the key to this game was, the Kings didn't take advantage of that 3 second power play at the end. That was the difference in the game, which sucks because like they should have probably had their power play for the Avs doing something stupid, you know.
I mean, they probably also should have not had one of their power plays. I mean, that's
I
just kind of how the
mean,
game goes. I don't feel like that's like, I don't know.
yeah, that is one of my proposed rule changes though. Like the Avs should have to kill that penalty.
I don't. Was it even? Because I don't think it was actually even a penalty. I don't think it was a power play because I think Jersey got
It
it matched
was.
up. From what
Darcy
someone
did get
tweeted.
stuff, but the Avs had 4 guys on the ice there at the end. The Kings had. Oh, maybe it was 4-4 because the Kings might have
Yeah,
pulled
so
it.
what
Yeah.
Peter Boss says is that Andrew Cogliano got 2 minutes legal check to the head. Mikko Rantanen got a 10-minute misconduct. Adrian Kempe got a 10 minutes misconduct. Sean Dursey got a 2-minute roughing. I'm not entirely sure why Mikko and Kempe got misconducts.
Uh,
I
I
didn't
mean,
see
they did the
anything that they
most
did.
tackling out of anybody. You didn't see the Miko interaction, dude? You
No.
didn't see Miko giving Adrian Kempe a lecture? It
Well,
was
yeah. Well,
hilarious.
and I'm like, why?
The
Yeah, no, where he
4.
holds up the 4.
Mhm. Like
Yeah.
3 times, he's like, 4.
This is something this is like one thing where I've noticed and I've thought about this. How much of this is like, how much of Miko yelling is like, just like the language barrier? I think he just like, because I've noticed like when he talks a lot, he just kind of yells. He's just a loud dude. Like he just yells.
He's just being Miko.
Yeah.
Just holding up the 4.
He's a very passionate person.
4. How many rounds it took me to win the Stanley Cup last year? 4. How many
Always
goals I scored
like,
on
I
you
wonder
today?
what he actually said though. Like if
Uh-huh.
I wonder if he actually said that or
4. How many goals we have on you?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also, one other thing that's weird about this game, it's a little weird that the Avs wore their homes because they didn't wear them either game against San Jose, and they usually bring one kid on the road.
Just too long of a road trip, I think.
Maybe I don't know. I saw the Ducks had a 5-game road trip this year earlier where they were they wore their whites every time, so I guess it's a little bit different. I'm thinking of someone else. I don't remember.
The Avs did this earlier in the year too, where they had to wear colors somewhere, and they wore white every other game of the trip as well. Maybe okay. Boston earlier in the year.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. There was that Boston game.
Yeah.
All right, let's
hate
do
the Kings jerseys. The helmets are so bad.
Their regular jerseys are really bad. The ones they wore today.
All of them are
cool. No, I like the ones they wore today.
They're so boring.
Oh, they're sleek.
There's still no color.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's hear the disappointing player and the 3 stars.
Disappointing player. Obviously, just the top guys.
Yeah.
I also did not like either of the Johnsons at all.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know they're playing top 4 minutes, but come on, guys. I know they have better than that in them.
I didn't think they were that bad.
Oh, I did not like it, man. I don't know what the numbers look like. I can look at them right now.
They're not great.
Let's see. Jack Johnson, 17-30.
Yeah, no, they're not.
That's not good. Eric Johnson, 16-28. That's not good either. Yeah. I just feel like you could have gotten a little more out of them. And it made winning the game a lot harder. Because you were kind of just surviving when those two were on the ice. But,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the 3 stars?
The third line was also bad. I don't know. A lot of disappointments today. 3 stars, Georgiev gets my number 1 star.
Yeah.
Without him, this is not a game in the first place.
Yep.
Second star, I'll give it to Denis Malgin for a couple tucks. Third star, probably Valnichushkin. Thought he was awesome.
Mine's the same, except I'm giving the 3rd star to Alex Newhook.
Fair enough.
So, all right. Well, be back for a much earlier game. Hopefully, a much
Easter
game.
Podcast. Well, this is an Easter podcast technically.
Bunnycast.
Yeah, it's the Easter Bunny coming to your college dorm.
Technically, I already did. I don't know. They did this thing. I don't know.
You got eggs everywhere?
I have 1 egg. I have a golden egg.
So. You got an Easter basket?
No. Could go buy a rabbit.
Name it Chicken.
That's actually a great idea. All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.